Welcome back. So today we're going to be working on Eureka Module 5, Lesson 5. So let's go ahead and get started. So our objective today is we're going to use the associative property to make 100 in one add-in. So what that means is we're going to kind of move our numbers around to make nice, friendly hundreds. So that way they're so much easier to add in our heads. So let's go ahead and get started. Our application problem today says Jenny had 39 collectible cards in her collection. Tammy gave her 36 more. How many collectible cards does Jenny have now? Well, here's a tape diagram to show what we're talking about. Jenny had 39. Tammy gave her 36 more. So how many does she have all together? Well, I can solve that by also using a number bond, which would look like this. So you can see that I have two parts and I need to find the whole. So if I have two parts and I need to find the whole, that means that I'm going to add. So let's go ahead and show the number sentence, 39 plus 36. I'm going to solve this with another number bond. I'm going to break that 36 apart and make it 1 and 35. And the reason why is because that 39 is really close to a friendly number. It's really close to 40. So if it's really close to 40, why not make it a 40? So now my new number sentence is 40 plus 35. And you can see where I made my 40 and then I had 35 left. That's a lot easier to do in my head. And if you need to break that down a little more, you could even break the 35 down into 30 and 5. So I know that 4 tens plus 3 tens is 70 and 5 ones equals 75. So that means that Jenny has 75 cards now. All right, now that our brains are warmed up, we're ready to get started. So let's go ahead and move on to our concept today. So to start our concept, let's add 190 plus 120. I'm going to do this with some base 10 blocks. So let me lay them out for you. I have 190 and then I have 120 on the other side. When you look at these numbers, which number is closest to the next 100? Because we want to make hundreds because those are nice, friendly numbers to add to. So which number is closer to the next 100? Well, let's see. I'm looking at this 190, and that is awfully close to the number 200, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that 190 200. And how I'm going to do that is I'm going to take the other add-in, 120, and I am going to go ahead and give the other add-in a 10. So there it goes. And now I'm left with 200. So let's write a new number sentence. So I have 200 plus 110, and I can add that in my head. That's 3 hundreds and 110. And there we go. So wasn't that an awesome way to do this addition problem, was by making a nice friendly number that we can work with? So let's go ahead and try a number bond now. So I have 430 plus 180. So I'm looking at these two numbers. Which number is closest to the next 100? Well, I have a 30 and I have an 80. That 80 is pretty close to the next 100. What 100 is it closest to? It's closest to 200. So what I'm going to do is I have to figure out how many I have to pull from the other number. So 180 plus blank is equal to 200. So I know that 8 tens plus 2 tens is equal to the next 100. So that's 20. So let's look at the other number that I have there, 430. Let's pull 20 out of there. So if I pull that 20 out of there, I'm left with 410. And now I can put 180 and 20 together to make a new number sentence. So my new number sentence is 410 plus 200. Can you do that in your head? I can. So 400 plus 200 is 600, and then 10 is 610. Okay, let's try another one. I have 199 plus 25. Well, there's my 199. And there is my 25. So which number is closer to the next 100? Well, if I'm looking at these numbers right here, I could see that that number is pretty close to the next 100. I only need one more to make it the next 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that one over, and guess what? Now I have 200. So that 25, I broke it apart and I gave a 1 to the 199. So now I have 24 left, and then I have 200 on the other side. So let's get rid of all the smaller blocks and trade those for 100. So let's go ahead and make a new number sentence now. 200 plus 24, and that equals 224. Okay, let's try this with a number bond now. 295 plus 78. So if I have 295 plus 78, well, which number is closest to the next 100? Do you see that 95? It's pretty close to the next 100. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to identify which 100 it's closest to, and it's closest to 300. So how many more do I need to make that nice friendly 300? Well, 95, I need 5 more to make it the next 100. So I'm going to go ahead and look at my 78, and I'm going to pull 5 from there. So 78 take away 5 leaves me with 73. And let's go ahead and add 295 plus 5, and that is equal to 300. So now I have a new number sentence, 300 plus 73. I can do that in my head, 373. So if 300 plus 73 is equal to 373, then 295 plus 78 is also equal to 373. Okay, let's try another one. 527 plus 296. Now that 27 is not close to the next 100, but that 96 is pretty close to the next 100. So it's closest to 300. So how many more do I need to make it 300? Well, 96, 97, 98, 99, 300. So that means I need 4 more. So when I look at 527, let's pull 4 out of there. 7 ones take away 4 ones is equal to 3 ones. So that leaves me with 523. So let's go ahead and combine those numbers. And now my new number sentence looks like this. 300 plus 523 is equal to, let's see, I have 523 ones, so I have 300 plus 500 is 800, and then 23 is 823. So if 300 plus 523 is equal to 823, then that means that 527 plus 296 is also equal to 823. And that's it. So let me go ahead and show you some of the problems that we have on our problem set. So let's go ahead and get started on that. Okay, so our first problem that we have here is add by drawing a number bond to make 100, write the simplified equation, and solve. So what you're going to do is you're going to do this. You have 190 plus 130. Now remember, ask yourself this question, which one is closest to the next 100? Well, I'm looking at this 190, and this 190 is pretty close to the next 100. So let's go ahead and put those two together, and you have 200 plus 120, and I want you to solve that right there. Now the next problem, it's also broken down for you, where you have it broken down and you can solve it. But on the last one, I want you to look at 180, and I want you to break this number apart and write the new equation and write the answer. And that's it for today. So anyways, I hope you guys learned a lot, and let's go ahead and try some number bonds and make our subtraction and addition a little easier. And that's it. Bye.